That was kind of a concern that I had. It was like, oh, they're just going to pick the ones that are shaped like dicks.
I mean, that's true. We went with, like, non-phallic things. Although, I mean, that one does have, like, a pussy torso.
It really does.
Hello, welcome to the Rambling Knave. I'm Brandon.
And I have disadvantage on fucking.
Oh, your poor wife.
I know, I'm sorry, babe.
Well, this week on the Rambling Knave, we're going to talk about one of our biggest passions. As you could probably guess, it's D&D.
And D&D does not stand for dicks and drinking.
Although,
yeah,
good name for a show. It does stand for Dungeons and Dragons. Been around since the 70s, invented by Gary Gygax, and gone through 5 different iterations.
Yeah, perpetuated by smelly neckbeards and basements.
Yeah, and now it's, become mainstream.
Yeah.
So, this week we're going to discuss the weird critters that exist in this world. Mm-hmm. Going from the iconic all the way to just fucking out there bizarre weird things.
Like fever dream weird.
Oh, yeah. Like, how? How does this exist in someone's mind? Even me in a drunken stupor, well, maybe then, but that's the only time. So let's begin at the beginning with the iconic.
Well, before we begin, we need to let you know that either you're going to get a nice screen behind us, or you're just going to get a green screen, because we put that up for renovation purposes, and we're using a mic, so the audio might be different. So just full exposure. This episode may sound and look different, but our beautiful faces are still in it. And
you might have noticed we had the mic the last 2 episodes. It just wasn't hooked up to anything because I didn't have the program to run it.
It was just a prop and it looked nice.
Yeah, exactly. So again, beginning at the beginning, iconic, number 1.
Beholder. Aside from dragons, the single most iconic monster in the Dungeons & Dragons universe.
The quintessential, I would say.
Yes, the quintessential Dungeons & Dragons monster. I mean, it was invented, it's been around since the inception of D&D. And we're going to try to put a picture up here for you. If not, we just look like idiots pointing at a green screen, but, bear with us.
Yeah, it's basically just a giant floating eyeball with 10 eye stalks on it. I mean,
yeah,
there you go. There's one I made.
All the eyes are supposed to do something different. They cast different spells.
Spell-like abilities, my friend. So you got Disintegrate. You have Ray of Frost, Ray of Fire.
Although I will say, I don't know if spell-like abilities exist in 5th edition.
It does.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then I am horribly wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, all those different things, and then the main eye casts a cone where no magic will work in it. So if you're trying to cast a magic spell to attack it, it does nothing if it's looking at you. Great way to blow spell slots.
And as far outside of all that mechanical stuff, they are highly paranoid, xenophobic isolationists.
Yeah, basically like a Caribbean dictator from like the 50s and 60s.
Or like, Alan Moore.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, my main question about the Beholder is, how does it poop?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a butthole.
Yeah, I mean, I would really like to see, an anatomical, cross-section of the Beholder to see what it has inside. If it has an anus, maybe, a penis or a vagina. How do they mate?
Oh, no, I actually know the answer to that. They will themselves a...
Penis?
No, a kid. They dream about...
see, that sounds terrible. I would rather just be able to will myself a
Sadly,
penis.
I do know that. They dream, and their dreams become manifest.
Okay, well that sucks. We're going to just gloss over that. That's not canon right now.
Yeah, but I think to answer your question, I think maybe one of these stocks is it's a poop delivery system. It will psychically send its shit into something else. And, you're in the middle of a battle with it, and you've got your broadsword, and you're charging, and all of a sudden you're like,
oh no.
Oh no.
Here comes the poopsies.
I just soiled my armor.
Yeah, and then it murders you.
Yeah, then it murders you with 10 different stocks. Okay, number 2, my favorite, I think, ever, is the owlbear.
Oh, yes.
I mean, absolutely adorable. There it is. I might paint a lot of these things, too.
I don't know if adorable is necessarily the right term.
It's an owl and a bear.
I understand that, but at the same time, they are just fucking vicious. Their only motive in life is to murder.
Yeah.
And maim.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well, it's not adorable. There's nothing adorable about it. Well,
to you.
Okay.
I think a lot of things look adorable that aren't. I mean, just go on the internet and...
Children.
Yeah, exactly. They're evil. They don't let you sleep. They're constantly pooping everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
They poop everywhere. Also, fun little anecdote. I was running a game for Not him. Some of our close friends.
Because I had to be with my child.
Yeah, he did. Where they had crashed on a ship, so they had no supplies, and they were in the middle of the woods, and they came upon 3 owlbears. Granted, these are low-level adventurers, and I'm not the greatest DM. So what happens is, they fight the owlbears kill one of the PCs, and then after the rest of the PCs dispatch the owlbears, they eat them.
Yeah, they subsisted upon the owlbear meat.
So, you know, apparently you can eat owlbears. That's a thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
They're really gamey, though, and they don't offer a lot.
Well, that's alright. And the other weird thing, and this is canon, is it literally says in the book they are probably made by some insane wizard. No further explanation, like, was it some weird alchemical experiment gone horribly right or wrong? Or did he just, like, get a bear and then just fuck the shit out of it with an owl? Or vice versa? And then on, like, his 300th try, like, it took? He's like, oh, fuck, I didn't realize that was going to work.
Is that how deception works? You do it until it works?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then, you know, they're just like, oh, shit, you know, this was just a fetish of mine. I didn't know this was actually gonna, like, create
I just like fucking bears and owls. This is what I like doing. Well, I don't like fucking those things separately. I like making them have sex.
Yeah, that's his fetish.
And then they just happen to produce something that's wonderful.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think that's gotta be it.
See, they say he's insane, but he might be a genius.
Those two things are so close on the spectrum.
That line is really blurred.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the owlbear.
Yeah. Going into our next, kind of weird, as if we haven't already touched on that, is the Kuo-Tua, which are fish people. They're like humanoid fish people. And honestly, if I can bring it up here, it's going to be the 5th edition images of the Kuo-Tua, and just look at them. They look confused.
They have resting derp face.
Yeah, they don't know what's happening. Like, they can't actually be a functioning society.
And yet, they are.
And yet, they are.
According to the book, it literally says one of the most metal things ever, that they dwell in madness and everlasting night. And they worship gods of their own insane creation. From the book, verbatim.
Yeah, that's like straight out of a death metal song, like Morbid Angel or something.
Exactly. You know? And yeah, that's just dope as hell.
It really is. And one of their gods is, and this name has such a great mouthfeel, it's just the best name ever.
And
our Kuo-Tua he's been shot. And he's dead.
Yep. And trust me, no one knows more about mouthfeel than Mischa.
Oh yeah. I'm the best at mouthfeel. But the name of the god is Blib-Dual-Poolp.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one could argue that all gods are insane creations of our own design.
Oh, they sure are. But none of them have cool names like Blib-Dual-Poolp. Just say it. Just say it. Blib-Dual-Poolp.
Yeah, it doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Yeah, no, it does. It's that last part, the poolp. Because you want to just say poop, but there's an L in there before the last P. So it's not Blib-Dual-Poop, which would be just as funny.
That would actually, some would say.
But it's like poolp, which could be a portmanteau of a poop pool, if you want to get into that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So they're just weird fish people. I mean, again, resting derp face, and
if it's up here. If not, we're just pointing at a screen.
I mean, they're just weird. It says in there they're slippery, but they have a sticky shield.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You think it would be a slippery shield.
They have a flypaper shield, but yet they're slippery.
They're like covered in Astroglide all the time.
Just so they can slide. Yeah. It doesn't bear thinking about too deeply.
Doesn't really, just look at them.
Yeah. And then the second one in here is kind of a twofer because they're very similar. It's the Thought Eater and the Intellectual Devour.
Intellect. Devour.
Excuse me. Whatever.
Yeah,
Same fucking thing.
You don't have any. Your intellect has been devoured.
Yeah, it just kind of looks at me and goes, nope. So yeah, we'll start at the beginning. The Thought Eater, this thing.
I hope it's up there.
Yeah, I hope it's up there. It's an emaciated platypus. That's all it is. There's no, I mean, it has a fucking beak. I didn't look that deeply, but if I was homebrewing it, it would still have its venom stinger.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a platypus that has anorexia or bulimia, whichever one, but look at it.
Yeah, and it feeds on the mental energy of its prey. But I mean,
Clearly, whatever prey it's eating by this picture does not have a lot of mental energy.
Yeah.
So it'd be like feeding off of us, and then it would die.
It'd just be like,
starvation.
still hungry.
No, yeah.
And again, you just look at that thing and let's be honest. Call a spade a spade. A platypus itself should have been in our list, even if this thing didn't fucking exist. Because why the fuck does that exist?
Look at it. Platypuses are dope.
Makes no sense. I don't even know what it is. I mean, technically, I think it's a mammal, but it lays eggs and it has venom.
Is it amphibious?
Fuck that thing.
Is it amphibious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a beak.
It does.
What the fuck is this thing?
I like the venom thing. The venom thing is
makes
my
no
favorite,
sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, and then the intellectual devourer. Intellect.
You gotta really come on, man.
Intellect devourer is a brain dog. I mean, how else do you describe it?
Yeah.
It's a giant brain with a weird little dangly-do off the front and dog legs.
Dog legs. Yeah, just look at it. Yeah. It does essentially the same thing where it's like, oh, you've got a brain and it's mine now.
Yeah.
But if, again, you're like us, it's dead. It dies.
We're not even, like an amuse-bouche at this point. We're just empty plates.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like having a bouillon cube.
Even that's too much.
Yeah.
Alright, so then the last category is the just fucking out there fever dream critters. I don't even know how to describe this one that well.
Oh, this one is one of my favorites. Not because of, like, its purpose in the game or anything, but just, like, what it looks like. It's called the Ethereal Filter, and it's a kleptomaniac. It lives on the ethereal plane, which is a, I don't know, demi-plane?
Yeah, it's kind of like right there.
Yeah, that exists outside of the material plane. So technically, we'd be living in the material plane right now, and there's an ethereal plane on the other side of that.
Living in the material plane.
So apparently it just hangs out there, and then teleports here, and then steals shit from you, and then goes back there.
But, I mean, look at this thing. It has a vagina torso with like a face, but then there's like this clit thing that like extends all the way up here.
Yeah, but then there's an extra clit off that clit.
Yeah, and it has another face. So
and then its fingers are like, are those really like good at stealing?
Yeah,
I don't know if that.
I mean, maybe because it could like reach into your pocket because they're so long.
I guess that makes sense.
I mean, it would give the worst hand jobs ever. Because, I mean, they're just...
it's just like all bones.
You're like Freddy
it's like really hard.
Just getting in there. It has like one
prehensile foot. One prehensile foot. So it like hangs... Maybe it hangs upside down.
It's like part marsupial, maybe?
What is the little dangly clitty protrusion doing? Like, I don't understand that part of whatever's happening.
We just got a note from our producer, Noah, and I think he's right on. He says it's the crane game fingers. This thing that steals all your quarters.
Well, that's good. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like a physical representation of the crane game.
Like, Gary Gygax just was like sitting there one day at like Dave & Buster's, because I'd love to picture him at a Dave & Buster's.
There's so much just going on around him. And he's like, I'm going to come up with some monsters.
And he just dumped like $23 into this thing trying to get like, I don't know, like an Alf doll in the early 80s. He's like, God damn it! Ethereal Filter.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it all stems from an Alf doll, an Alf plushie he wanted. That's
where
it all started.
Exist back then?
Sure, they did.
Are you sure? I don't know if they were plushies.
No, I mean there were stuffed animal Alfs.
That's a good point. Either way, you're gonna get filched.
Yes.
Look at this thing.
It's out of like a fever dream again.
It's not Okay. Yeah. Moving on. The next monster is called the gibbering mouther. Yeah, deal with that.
I'm at a loss for words. Yeah. Even though there's that many mouths, I can't get it to come out.
I mean, it's just
mouths for days.
What the fuck is it? Like, what is it? It's just like a putty full of mouths and eyes.
Yeah, I mean, and it feeds. It literally says that it's not necessarily evil, but it feeds on your vitrea. Your bodily fluids.
Which that begs a lot of questions. Like, what fluids does it actually crave?
Or like, are all the mouths they're all going to the same thing? They're all made for the same, purpose, or are there like highly specialized mouths? Like, this is my dick sucking mouth. Like, I'm gonna suck your essence through
your penis.
Through your
this
penis.
This is my ass eating mouth, because who doesn't want to eat ass?
Yeah, I mean, it's the salad tossing mouth.
Yeah, this is my pussy mouth. Not that it necessarily eats pussy, but that it like
latches on and just kind of does one of these numbers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it says it loves blood, but that's just because that's the easiest thing to get.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's a lot harder to get.
I guess if this thing undulated up to me and was just like, here's a bunch of mouths, I'd be like, well, I'm clearly putting my penis in one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm
just kind of finger banging one of the other
ones.
You're
just like, well, this is cool, and then eventually your eyeballs get sucked through your asshole. But
I mean, they say that you always hear that term. That girl can suck a golf ball through a garden hose. This thing can literally fucking do it.
Literally fucking
with
do it.
many of its mouths. It can do
maybe all
multiple garden hoses at once.
Also, just so you know, it has eyeballs too, so it's going to be looking at you with judgment.
Oh, absolutely. It's
so
like
much
no
judgment.
one's ever just leaned into me doing this before.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mischa.
Yeah. I don't think it has eyelids either, so these eyes are just... It's like Eye Guy from Power Rangers, just looking at you from every direction.
Every direction.
Moving along.
Oh, do we have to? I mean, this thing is just a...
we'll do a whole episode of the gibbering mouther.
Yeah, maybe that's like our first animated special.
Yeah.
It's just Mischa just banging it out with a gibbering mouth.
Yeah, that'll be, the Rambling Knave after hours on our Pornhub channel. But the last fucking out there, I guess this one, I don't know, it could be fucking out there, it could be kind of weird, but it's called the Flume.
I mean, the name alone, Flume. I mean, it just sounds like a fat kid bouncing off a concrete.
I feel like it's like an onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
It's whatever that noise is, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I guess...
There you go. I mean, it's... a jellyfish vagina?
Yeah. I don't know, I've never heard a vagina make a floof noise, but maybe I'm just doing
You're not doing it wrong. Yeah.
That's why I'm not doing it wrong?
No, you have the disadvantage of the sex.
So yeah,
you're bad at the sex.
I am bad at the sex.
I'm not much better.
But this is from 5th edition, and it's a communist. It says they live in harmony and they all do whatever they need to do to survive, which, go you flumps, communism wins.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, and then it also has an attack that
you gotta say it.
I gotta.
You gotta say it. It's our homebrew word, or our homebrew term for its attack, and he's gonna say it.
Stank pussy juice spray. I wonder who wrote that.
I did not.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. It does actually have a stink spray, but yeah.
But because he said it's a pussy, it's stank pussy juice. Anyways.
I don't know why, but that hurts my soul a little bit just saying it.
It really should. It really should.
Trying to be PC, and fuck, that just went right out the window.
No.
But anyway, look at this thing. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid.
It's not that stupid. They're super smart and super communist, and they know how to live life.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, so that's it for actual monsters, but we do have one more. And this is a homebrew based on a real person that we all know. Even our producer extraordinaire, Noah, knows this one. And we call the character, it's a close approximation to his name. I mean, we couldn't use his real name for the character. So we called it the Binast. Now, it's roughly human.
Roughly? We're not quite sure.
Roughly human. Long, flowing, greasy.
Shitty golden hair.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of looks like
it could be in like a mellow death band if it wasn't dirty.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like hay. I mean, just never washed, just full of just... Oh, God knows what.
Yeah, it likes to drink things out of shoes.
Preferably lady shoes, but it's not
but
picky.
whatever it can find in the
dumpster.
Or
you might see him drinking some form of alcohol out of an old Tupperware bin that he found.
Yeah, but it'd be like grain alcohol, like somebody made it in their bathroom.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Bigfoot at an interview. Okay.
Yeah. We can live with that.
Yeah.
Loves hot dogs. Probably has like 10 hot diggity doggers somewhere where, like, I don't know where exactly the Binast lives. Like, it doesn't have, going back to D&D, it doesn't have an environment. It's just kind of wherever it ends up. Maybe in filth, like the OTU, it just lives in filth.
So let me get this straight. No, we've played with it before, and I know the gentleman, but I never really heard it said out loud.
Uh-huh.
So he drinks a lot.
Uh-huh.
He's a filth monster.
Yes.
He eats a lot of hot dogs.
Uh-huh.
Out of the hot diggity dogger.
Yep.
I'm seeing a lot of similarities here, my friend.
I'm
Come to
missing
think of it, I've never seen you and the Big Nasty in the same place at the same time.
Well, we're just not going to talk about that.
Oh.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Clearly, I don't have mellow death, greasy, blonde hair. We're just throwing that out there. Yeah. But he does have a weird, like, really high charisma.
But it's that weird fucked up charisma where you're like, he's just always around, and you can't hate him because he's just so weird and he's spewing like odd theories, and you're just like, alright, I guess give the guy another beer.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
it.
he's the guy that you wish you could be. Like, you wish you could go off the deep end so hard. Like, that's everybody's dream, really, is to just go off the deep end.
And just
live
give up
in a
completely.
like, gutter and, like, eat out of trash cans and find shoes in dumpsters and then drink booze out of them. It's everybody's dream, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think so. Anyways.
Does he have a weird, because I've never asked him this before, but does he have like a weird affinity for manatees?
I don't know.
I think he does.
Can't be certain.
Yeah.
I've never talked to the guy.
That's odd. Anyway, so thank you all for watching our video. And just so you know, as we were talking about this, we do actually play a weekly D&D game.
Mm-hmm.
Noah, our producer extreme, plays Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard. I mean, come on. Listen to that alliteration. If that doesn't make you want to fucking see it just there, I don't know what else would.
And if you get the reference from that, then I'd say I'd give you money, but I don't have any.
Yeah, no.
Also, that being said, we would love to be able to put this game on our channel. So if you have any interest in watching a bunch of drunks play Dungeons & Dragons in an actual basement, we do it the old-fashioned way, where we go into a basement with a bunch of sweaty neckbeards and play Dungeons & Dragons. We would love to put that out there, and we might even do it even if you don't want it, because it's something that we do anyways, and again, it's a passion of ours. So
yep, why not?
Do all that stuff on the internet that you do.
Like, click, subscribe, comment.
Go to our Instagram, add us on Twitter.
Hit the bell.
All that stuff, so that way you're alerted when the next keg is tapped.
Cheers.
Na zdrowie.